have a block if you like, and have a belt if you like, and definitely have yourself. You brought yourself, you're in good shape. All right, so let's start if either lying down or in child's pose. So whichever way you want to flip yourself over to start. Either lie down on your back, arrange your legs so you're comfortable, or fold forward in child's pose and arrange yourself as comfortably as possible. And so as you settle into your child's pose, or your reclining position, wherever you've landed today, take a few deep breaths. You can be comfortable. Yeah, lying on your back is fine too. Breathe down over the back body. Guide the breath down into the low back. And let yourself completely arrive in this space. And then whatever position you're in, turn it into a side stretch. So if you're in child's pose, walk your hands over to one side. If you're lying on your back, stretch out and curve your body gently. Breathe here. Breathe especially into the side that's getting a little more space and length. Change sides. Deep breath in and out. Walk the hands back to center. And come to tabletop, to hands and knees. Glide the hips back toward child's pose and then forward. And again, glide back, exhale, glide forward, inhale. Exhale, glide back. Inhale, glide forward. Now make circles with shoulders and hips. Any size circles. Reverse direction. Return to our tabletop position. Inhale, arch the back in a gentle back bend. Exhale, press the floor away, lift the navel, cat-cow. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, lifting, rounding. And just like that, inhaling into the back bend, keep the elbows straight the whole time. Exhaling, rounding the spine. From here, walk your hands back, and you can swing your feet out from underneath you unless you're super comfortable sitting on your feet. That's okay too, but sit any way you like to upright. We'll shift our focus to the head and the neck. Roll your shoulders around. Make gentle chin circles. Mine feels like a chin octagon today. It's a little like there's some corners there. Go the other way. You can go small, you can go large. You'd sit tall, lengthen the crown of the head upward, let the shoulders drop downward, and rotate the head and the neck. So keep your chest facing forward so that it's just a turn of the head from side, slowly over to the other side, as much range of motion as feels appropriate in your body today. And as you finish your second side, now tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Again, try and keep the rest of the spine out of it. We will do a whole body stretch, but this isn't it. Anchor the seat, zip up the belly. It's just the head and the neck, and only as far over as it feels right for you. Over to the other side. And just like that, one side. Over to the other side. And back to center. Now on a diagonal, it looks like I'm doing like the Saturday Night Fever dance. You can think of it like that. You're gonna look you're gonna look in the way that you would dance. So look down toward your left armpit, and then look up and right and up and right and up and right until you're looking as far up and right as your head goes, willingly. And then back down to the armpit. One more time, up and right and up and right. And back down to the armpit. Come back to center and change sides. Now, if a little tiny movement feels better than a big swoopy one, do the little tiny movement and see. Down to the armpit, and then up and left and up and left and up and left. And down to the armpit. Up and left and up and left. And come back to center. Roll the shoulders a little when you get there. Lift the chin, and then lower the chin. One more time, a slow, generous yes. When you finish that, come back to center, and let's add the arms. Take the hands behind the head. And there's a little bit of resistance, it's not a ton. So the head and the hands are connected back there in a way that helps your chest lift. And then bring the chin down. Come back to upright. Take the elbows out wide this time. So the head is like you're looking out at horizon level and your elbows are going out here. And then forward. Now, if that position doesn't work for you, try it with the fingers up near the temples instead. See if that, so either way will work. Take the elbows out to the sides and then bring them close together in front of you. Do 2 more with the fingers either at the temples or behind the heads, according to what your shoulders and neck are in agreement with. Release the arms, shrug one shoulder, and then the other. Reverse it. From here, I'm going to turn so you see what's going on in the back, because there's a little rotational movement in the shoulders. You can sit any way you like. We'll start with the hands behind the head, and this is not with resistance. This is just for the shoulders and upper back. We'll take the arms out, and then the palms turn around so that when the hands come down, it's the back of the hand. That makes sense? Rotate the arms along the way so the palms touch the head, and as the arms come down, rotate so the palms are facing away from you. Inhale, palms touch the head. Exhale, arms down, palms face away. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders a little. Let's do one more thing with the arms and shoulders while we're up here. Take the right arm out in front of you and bring the arm across the body. You can have the hand at the forearm or the upper arm. The elbow is not a real useful spot, so above or below the elbow. And breathe. If it feels good, you can think of turning your chest a little bit into your arm. That makes sense? Yeah, so it gets a little more juice. Lift the chest and melt the shoulders down while you're doing it. So lift your chest up and let your shoulder come down. Oh, yeah. Release, change sides. So sometimes when we do these stretches and we're holding the arm, everything gets kind of crowded up in here. So uncrowd. And sit tall, lift the chest, lower the shoulders. And then if you want to lean in a little bit more, think of turning your chest toward the crossed over arm. And not so much the head, although if you want to look over there, you can. There's nothing wrong with it. You can say hi to Christine if you look over in that direction. There are all kinds of wonderful things to see in that spot. And then gently release. Shrug the shoulders. Go the other way. All right, let's come back to hands and knees to tabletop. From tabletop, glide your hips back. Find your child's pose once again. Nice and long. However far out the arms are willing to go to stretch, relax the head, the neck, the jaw. If it feels better to take the knees a little wider, do that. If it feels better to rest the forehead on something, do that. We'll be here for a few more breaths. When you're ready, shift forward and then come on to your belly. Come all the way down onto your belly. And remember, not so long ago, when we did this, we're going to do this lying on our belly. So see how it works for you. If it does not work for you, then lift the arms and lower them. So first things first, hands behind the head lightly, reach out to the sides, and come around as far as the body says yes to. If the whole thing is a big no, then do cactus arms and Raise the forearms up off the floor and then lower them down. But if that swoopy movement is okay, then that's what you'll do. Zip up the belly, press the pelvis down into your mat, and the arms come out to the sides and down. Now let the arms come to a comfortable position to rest for a moment. We'll do one more round. This second round, if it feels okay, we'll do with the chest lifted. So it will look, or it might look something like this. I'll show first. Legs are active, abs are active. Chest is lifted. And we make the same movement. So this is for posture. This is for mobility in the shoulder girdle. If it's troublesome, do the low version. Do the lift the arms only and lower them version. And then come all the way down. Good. Tuck the toes underneath. Hands alongside the chest. Zip up your belly. Let's come up in a knee push-up. Press the floor away. And slowly, child's pose, knees wide, arms stretch out. Breathe here. All right, come back to a seated position. We're going to move around a little bit differently today. So we're going to address our feet. I promise we do some feet things. Take your hands. Oh, this is going to be a fun adventure. This really is going to feel like a surgical procedure. I'm going to put my gloved fingers in between my toes. So you'll cross one leg. Let's say it's your, I don't know, whatever leg. If it's your right foot crossed over, it's your left hand on the sole of the foot. Take your fingers and interweave them. Get them way in there in between your toes. They may not want to go, but put them in anyway. They probably won't be especially delighted that you're trying to jam your fingers in there, but put them in anyway. I know. You're feeling some resistance. So now use your whole hand and squeeze the ball of your foot as well as like squeeze in between the toes. Now keep your hand there, but relax the effort and use your toes to squeeze your fingers. Yeah. Squeeze with the hand, the toes relax. Squeeze with the toes, the hand relaxes. Inhale. Exhale. How you doing over there? You know what? You're here. Like, if nothing else, you're here. It's not like it's only good yoga if you feel like you did a good job that day. It doesn't work like that. It's good yoga if you show up. It's actually more like the yoga practice, even though it looks more like it's closer to a workout than meditation, our approach is more like meditation than workout. Meaning, show up, get on your mat, do your practice, and how it goes. It might be a train wreck. It might go completely sideways and not be at all what you think it should be. That's okay. You showed up. And this is the benefit of our practice. Release that foot, uncross, and take a moment to wiggle your toes around on both feet. Notice if we weren't in there that long. Notice if there's a difference in the way they feel, in the way they move. Look at your feet. There may be literally a difference in the spacing between your toes. So it doesn't take very long doing this kind of exercise to receive some nice benefit. Cross the other leg over, same thing. Take the hand from the bottom, from the sole of the foot, get your fingers way in there. The more you get your fingers way in there, the better it is. By better, I don't mean more comfortable. just so we're clear. Squeeze with the hand, and then relax the hand and squeeze with the toes. Inhale, squeeze with the hand. Exhale, squeeze with the toes. You never done this before? Yeah, it's not that common a thing. It's fantastic. I learned this from one of my teachers probably 20 years ago, and I've been doing it on and off ever since. And it really makes a difference. So that, yeah, especially since, you know, we tend to, even if we're wearing flip-flops and our toes are kind of gripping, but our feet don't usually get to do all the things that our hands do in terms of moving around, unless you're like kids would sometimes do, like picking up pencils with your feet or entertaining yourself in some way. We don't usually do that as grown humans. But our feet need dexterity, and they need, just like the other areas in our body, that a combination of mobility and flexibility. And we don't tend to do a lot of toe stretchy things. Unwind and release. And then rotate your ankles. Go the other way. And we'll do a stretch for the calves and the back of the leg and the sole of the foot. You can do it, I'll show two ways. So depending on if you want to do this more in a quiet, restful way or more in an active way, you can take your pick. Okay, so the quiet, restful way is grab, I didn't mention you could use a belt here. It'd be nice. I'm going to pretend I have a belt. You could pretend you have a belt too. But if you actually have a belt, the restful way to do this is bottom knee bent, the other leg up in the air. Put your belt around the ball of the foot. That way you can press into it, kind of like a gas pedal. And you'll press and resist, and then you'll pull, and you'll press and pull. And then if you want to do this from a different position, you can also do this on hands and knees and rock through the foot. So either way will work. That's it. Flex a point, flex a point. All right, I made a good effort with these gloves today. It was a nice experiment. Just hands are all. Yeah, flex and point with or without a belt. And then with the leg in the air, lengthen your leg as straight as it is willing to go and pull your toes back towards your face all at the same time, and stay right there. Stay right there. So you're really feeling the stretch down the back of the leg. Good. Bend the knee and take the knee in generous circles. Touch it down. Take the other leg up in the air. Same thing here. Flex and point the toes. Do it slowly so you can feel the muscular engagement as you're doing this. If you're too comfortable, bring your leg closer to your chest. So find that spot where you increase the intensity to a level that's like, oh, well, that's interesting now. That's it. Good. Now, straighten the leg, perhaps a touch more. Bring the toes back towards your face and stay right there. Breathe. 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 Bend the knee and circle the knee around a few times. Nice and generous. Touch the foot down. Hug both knees into the chest. Open the arms out to the sides on your mat. Pull the belly button in toward your spine and curl your knees over toward one knee. You don't have three knees. I know you don't have three knees. Curl your knees over to one elbow. And then pull your navel back. Come up, come over, change sides. Keep both shoulder blades on the back. Yeah, I know they're on your back. Somebody fix me. I don't know what's happened to me today. Your yoga teacher's broken. Pull the belly button in. Take the knees over to the other side. Pull the belly button in. And take the knees to the other side. Good, just like that. The idea is as you're moving, it's not just, oh, how far can I move? It's actually not about that at all. It's, can you make this as much of an abdominal exercise? So you feel it in the belly, you feel it in the muscles around the sides of your waist. And if you do, there you go. Come on back to center, touch the feet down, heel toe the feet mat width apart, and windshield wiper slowly the knees side to side. Good. Bring the knees back to center, walk the feet back in. And let's take the arms down by our sides, kind of close, but they don't need to be pinned in unless you like that. Take one leg up in the air with the knee bent. The other foot is on the mat at the moment. Zip up your belly a lot, press your low back down into your mat, and slowly exchange position with the legs. The pelvis does not move. And then slowly exchange again. So this is one of those movements that, yes, of course, you can do it relying mostly on your hip flexors and not so much on your abdominal muscles, but I want you to keep inviting the abs. And when they're like, no, I think I need to go home now and watch the news, then you're going to invite them again. No, you don't. You could stay a little while. Now, if you're pretty comfortable with this and you'd like to straighten the legs more, you could do this with straighter legs. Same idea. If you're doing it with straighter legs, get the bottom leg down low but not touching the floor. And so it's a blend of the effort and the stretchy goodness. That's good. Bring the legs back up. Take both feet up in the air this time. And let's make, with the legs together, basketball-sized circles in the air. And you'll do this slowly enough that you can get a little extra, again, abdominal stuff going on. So as you're circling around, like as you're drawing the part of the circle to the back of your mat, zip up your belly, lift your hips a little. Do not overwork with your arms. Like, don't jam your hands down and throw yourself up in the air, because that's really more your neck, and your arms go the other way. So it doesn't need to be a big dramatic lift, just enough that you feel it in your abs, not your neck. That's it. All right, bring the knees back in. Take the knees out to the sides, kind of a frog-legged position. Let the inner thighs lengthen. Take a few breaths here. You can bring the knees either closer into the chest or further away. And bring the legs back in. Let's take the legs up in the air. We'll do one more variation of the legs moving around in the air. We'll make figure eights with the legs. So, or infinity symbols, however you want to think of it. It's a sideways figure eight or an infinity symbol. The legs will swoop around to one side, cross over, swoop around to the other side. Now, if you're feeling feisty, you can go further to the side. Yes, your hips can lift. So for this, your pelvis is allowed to move, but make sure your abs are coming to the party. Don't send your abs home. Then reverse your figure eights. Reverse direction. I notice sometimes my body has a real preference for like, well, I liked going that way better. It's just something to notice. That's it. Come on, back to center. Take the left foot down, stretch it out on your mat. Bring the right knee into the chest. Give it a hug. Breathe here. And take the knee across the body. Let's give ourselves a twist. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, with the knee coming across the body while you're in the twist, if you're very happy extending the crossed over leg a little or a lot, you could do that. If you're very much more content with the knee bent, keep the knee bent. This is your body, this is your practice, it is your choice. Slowly, gently bring the leg back in. And scoot yourself back to center. Right foot planted on the mat, left leg up in the air. No, that's not what we're doing. Left knee hugged into the chest, right leg down long on your mat. I tell you, your yoga teacher's a little broken today. All right. Left arm goes out to the side. Right hand takes the knee, bring it across the body. Twisting to the other side now. Breathe. And then same thing on this side. If your crossed over leg wants to straighten any amount, it can. It's just another option. It's not like one thing is better than the other. Notice what works in your body today. Make sure you can take a generous breath. Exhale, come on back to center. And bend knees, bring the feet flat. Stretch yourself out wide like a star or an X on the floor. Really wide arms and legs. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest. Bring your left knee toward your your elbow, not your knee. Oh my Lord. Bring your right knee and your left elbow together. I was not drinking before class. Then bring your left elbow. Jesus. Thank you. Do one diagonal. Stretch out slowly to the X. and then do the other diagonal. So it's a little bit like what we do like a bicycle twist sit-up, but we're stretching everything out in the middle. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can curl your body out. Curl up. All right, well, that was a nice experiment. Bend your knees, place your feet flat, hug your knees in and rock. Make your way to hands and knees, and let's do a little down dog. Flip yourself over. And for today, try your hands and feet about mat width apart. So the hands wider than the shoulders, the feet also mat width apart. Breathe here. And as you're in your wide hand and foot downward facing dog, pedal your feet. You might turn your head a little if that feels good. Lean the hips over to one side. Lean the hips to the other side. And return to center. Walk your hands and feet closer together so you're standing folded over your toes. You might hold opposite elbows. Let the head hang. Sway if you like. Nod the head if you like. Breathe. When you're ready, take your time coming up to stand. And as you find your way to upright, roll your shoulders around. Take the feet hip to shoulder width apart. Feet are parallel to each other. Add a little bend in your knees and let the arms swing. Minimal effort from the arms. It's the momentum from the torso moving. Yeah, that's it. Back to center. Take your feet wide. Turn the toes out and the knees out. Bring your hands on your thighs. And you can, yeah, for my friends in the room, if you want to take the feet a little wider, you can turn sideways on the mat. Shrug the shoulder. Right shoulder comes forward. Twist. Inhale, center, and then shrug the left shoulder forward. Inhale to center. Shrug and twist. Inhale to center. Shrug and twist. When you're even, come back to center in your squat. Stay right there. Stay right there. Slowly come up. Once the legs are straight, inhale the arms overhead. Hands to the heart. Exhale. And release. Bring your feet in. And let's take the feet, again, hip to shoulder width apart, a little closer. Zip up the belly. Inhale, reach. Take hold of your left hand or your wrist. Side bend. Inhaling. Exhaling. Come to center. Change sides. You can change the arm position if this particular one isn't working for your body. Rooting down, lengthening upward. Breathing. Give yourself space. on back to center. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders. Plant the feet, hands on the thighs. Sit back in chair pose. Breathe here in your chair. You might leave your hands on the thighs. You might bring your palms together in front of you. Breathe in, breathe out. Take the right hand to the right hip. Take the left hand across to the right knee. While you're in chair pose, turn your chest. So you're twisting while you're in chair. Turn your chest to the right. Stay right there. Stay right there. Unwind everything and stand up tall. Inhale, come up on your tiptoes, reach to the sky. Stay here and breathe. Come on back down. Bend your knees, chair pose. Hands on the thighs or palms together. Breathe here. Zip up the belly, nice long neutral spine. And then left hand to the hip, right hand comes across to the thigh. Get a long spine one last time before you turn your chest to the left. Inhaling, exhaling. Unwind everything, straighten the legs, come up to tiptoes. Lift the arms if you want. Definitely breathe. Easy, come on back down. Shoulders up, back down, and around. Good, arms open out. Squeeze the shoulder blades a little. Give yourself a hug, right arm on top. Keep that cross of the arms. Bend forward and let the weight of the elbows make space between your shoulder blades. Let your low back lengthen. You decide how low you want to fold. What feels good right now. Now slowly, gently, start to come back upright. Keep the crossed over arms until you're upright once again, and then raise the elbows, unfurl the arms, inhale, and exhale down to the sides. Arms out wide, give your elbows and shoulder blades a little squeeze. Other arm on top, hug yourself. Breathe here. Bend the knees. Slowly come forward as low and as far as feels right in your body today. Let the elbows be heavy, making more space in the back body. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Breathe into the low back. Press down, zip up the belly, and slowly come up. Raise the elbows, unfurl the arms, and release. Roll one shoulder and then the other. Go the other way. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway up on an inhale. Right back down on an exhale. All the way up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold down. Halfway up on an inhale. Fold down on the exhale. Stay low. Feel free to separate your feet wider, bend your knees, and lower your hips toward a squat of some sort. Breathe. Yeah, nice body. I know, it's like a little greenhouse for your face. Breathe here. As we linger, you might rock one knee in, the other knee out. If it feels okay, yeah. There you go, there you go. This also can be a foot stretch, right? Calf stretch. All right. Any way you like, have a seat. Oh yeah, there we go. From your seated position, place your feet together, soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Start with the feet kind of close. Like kind of close for your body. It's not like I'm gonna come measure. It's just go to like, okay, where does my body naturally put my feet? And then bring them in a little bit closer than that. It doesn't need to be heroic. If they're so close that you feel like you're gonna sprong out of it in any minute, then that's too much. Sit tall, hinge forward, and breathe. This first round will preserve a lot of the uprightness in the spine and the neutral spine. Head and neck can do whatever they want. They're not included in this neutral spine so much. You can have the chin down or the head in line with the spine. Take a few breaths here. Now walk your hands back in and take your feet out further away than usual. Make a longer diamond shape. And then fold forward. Now this time as you fold, let your spine round any way that it wants to. And breathe here. Deep breath. Noticing whatever sensation you're noticing in this position. Walk the hands in. Unwind the legs. Bring the soles of the feet down. And then windshield wiper from seated. Yeah, let the thigh bones move around in the hip joint. All right, stretch your left leg out. Take your right leg and cross it over. Now you might stay in this position with the foot, the crossed over foot on the floor flat and the knee upright, or you can, like you're trying to pull your ankle in close to the hip, if the knee goes that way. And if the body says yes, right? Now lengthen up. Come forward. It's just another way to do a hip stretch. point your right knee toward me a little more, and yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. It's a different deal, right? When we take it out to the side, that's one thing. When we cross it over, it's stretching the hip in a different way. So find an amount that is manageable, right? If you surprise yourself and you're like, oh crap, that's a bit much, then dial it back. Now, if this works, you stay right there. There's one more piece. If you want to add it, you can, which is if you want to do this instead of with this bottom leg stretched out straight, swing the foot around so that this heel goes to this hip, this heel, well, it's thinking about going to this hip. And my body is not very close. Gomukhasana legs. And breathe. Bring your foot around your right foot. Yeah, like it's trying to come a little across the body. Yeah, there you go. Uh-huh. Yeah, it might take a little bit of like encouragement. Are you okay in there? All right. And breathe. Now you may choose to remain upright in this pose. You may choose to explore leaning forward a bit. Make sure you're breathing. And as you ease your way to upright, if you were folded forward, lean over to the left hip. Slowly lean over to the right hip. Oh, hello. Yeah. And then come on back and unwind all the legs. All the legs. You can stretch your legs out. You can move your feet, your ankles. All right, so now take the left leg, bend the left knee, step the left foot across, or whichever leg has not had the honor of being in the upper position yet. So either, right, the foot can stay with the sole on the mat, or you can bring it. It's like we're trying to get the thighs to cross each other, and then we have all different things to do with the legs as the knees start to, it's like they're moving past each other this way. They don't ever really get that far away. So if this feels all right, you want to sit tall or fold forward, you can do that. You get an added hamstring stretch if you do it with the straight leg. Yeah. And then if you want, you can bend both knees, so swing the bottom leg around so the heel gets close to the left hip. Yeah. And breathe. You may find one side is more cooperative than the other. You may find on one side it's easier to keep your, like, both sides of your bum on the mat, and sometimes it's more challenging, sometimes everything settles in. Just notice. Part of our yoga practice really is putting ourselves in these interesting positions and playing our edges as we get there. And it's a bit of life training. It's like we're training ourselves to find our breath when we're in an awkward and an uncomfortable situation, which is pretty much all of life right now. But in this case, in our yoga practice, it's like we have a little laboratory and we have a bit more agency over, okay, well, I'm going to try this. How does it feel? If it doesn't work out, you can back off. If you want to lean in, you can. If you want to lean out, you can. And very gently come back to upright, and for exploratory purposes, lean over to one hip. Yeah. Lean over to the other hip. Yeah, sometimes one side will be more interesting than the other. When you come back to center, unwind all of your legs. Oh. And swing with the legs stretched out. Swing your legs in and out, in and out. Lie down. Lie down and hug your knees. Rock side to side. As you rock gently, see what kind of twist you might like to do before we settle into Shavasana. We've done a couple today, windshield wipers. We did the one knee bent, one leg straight twist. We did the ab twist. You could do the ab twist, but, more relaxed. So as you twist, I'll turn off the disco music. Deep breath. And when you're ready, return to center. Draw the knees in and curl into a tiny little ball. And release. Do that one more time. Curl up, get very compact. And release. Stretch the body out. Add any props that add to your comfort. You can have the knees bent or the legs stretched out straight. Take a breath in. Gently let it go. Let the toes roll out. Let the calf and thigh muscles relax. Hands, arms, and shoulders rest. Let the gluteal muscles relax. Low back and upper back. Uncoiling. Free to take up space. Let the belly rise and fall freely. And let your heart blossom and your shoulders relax. Swallow and relax the throat, the jaw, the cheeks. might gently roll the head to one side, then the other side, and let it come right back to center to settle. Let all of the facial muscles relax. Cheeks, eyes, and forehead. Scalp muscles, ears, nape of the neck. Gently deepen the breath. Move the hands and feet, fingers and toes. And when you're ready, stretch the arms overhead. Take a nice whole body stretch and lengthen. When you are ready, draw the knees in one at a time and rock gently from side to side. Make your way over to one side and pause. Slowly press up to seated. And as you find your upright position, bring one palm right over the heart center and the second hand over that. And feel the way the breath moves your hands. And let this position, this body position, remind you of the connection between your courageous heart and your hands. In yoga, sometimes the hands are called the organs of action. And my invitation for all of us today is to share your compassion with yourself and to share your compassion by taking whatever action feels right for you in the world. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your patience with my nuttiness today.
Oh, I loved it. I haven't laughed like that in a while. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad.